underestimate. Never overlook me, underestimate my pace. Underdogs, hungry, they ain't satisfied today. 2025, feel my heart become alive. Major League
The best teams standing are here today.
It's my game-winning drive. When I score, I go for two. I don't believe in overtime. Put your hands up in the sky like
Football League. 5 games remaining for the 6-5 Vegas Nighthawks, who currently occupy the 4th and final playoff spot in the Western Conference. They host upset-minded Iowa tonight. Hi, everybody. Welcome inside Lee's Family Forum alongside Justin Russo. I'm Ben Wilson. Normally, quarterback battles are decided in the preseason, not week 11 or 12, as is certainly going on for the Nighthawks right now. Rookie Jaden DeLora, he took over the quarterback spot from Jerome Johnson, won his first 4 games, only to get benched last week in a loss to Bay Area. Justin, how do you expect this battle to play out going forward?
Well, it's been up and down, the roller coaster, as you see there on our graphic, but it seems as if Jaden DeLora is going to get another chance tonight against this Iowa Barnstormers squad. And for Jaden DeLora, it was a rough first half. Just 3 of 11, no touchdowns produced. Jerome Johnson came in, couldn't get the win, but provided an offensive spark. And now against a struggling Iowa team, we expect the pendulum to swing back over to Jaden DeLora to see what he has and to see if he can get this offense going once again.
Before the struggles last week, DeLora had a stretch of 17 straight touchdown drives. Didn't commit a turnover till his 109th snap. Pretty incredible start despite the struggles a week ago.
And I think that's a big reason why Mike Davis and Curtis Chin are trusting him right now. The fact that he doesn't turn the ball over at the same clip as Jerome Johnson. The offensive spark wasn't there last week in the first half, didn't generate the touchdowns, but now if he can get back to that and still play that same brand of not turning the football over, that's a lot to like for the Vegas Nighthawks.
We expect Jaden DeLora, the rookie out of Arizona, to get the start tonight as we welcome in the third member of our crew, Mike Davis. He's joined by the head coach and GM of the Vegas Nighthawks, also Mike Davis.
It's so evident that your team a trap game. Even though I was 1-10, eliminated from the playoffs, why could this be a trap game? That's what doesn't mean we involved. I just put Richard on the card.
We'll check back in with Mike in a little bit. Certainly a big talking point, though, in the lead-up to this game, Justin, is that phrase trap game. You have a 1-9 Iowa team who comes into Vegas desperate, already eliminated from postseason contention, but standings paint a much more dire picture for the Nighthawks. They understand there's not a lot of wiggle room right now, up just a game and a half on Tucson.
Not at all, and the picture seemed a bit clearer a couple of weeks back, right? Those 4 teams at the top, that seemed to be the teams that we expected all to get in. Vegas, of course, still thinking, okay, let's get up to San Diego and Arizona, but you look at Tucson down there, only a couple games back, game and a half back, in fact, and the Sugar Skulls and Nighthawks are going to play each other 2 more times. So Vegas, as much as they have the maybe 2nd or 3rd seed on their mind, they have to get in as well. And after that loss to Bay Area, they're looking to bounce back, make sure they avoid 500, and take care of an Iowa team that they should defeat tonight.
Let's go back down to Mike, who again just caught up with the head coach of the Nighthawks, Mike Davis.
All right, Mike Davis here with Coach Mike Davis. Coach, you know, at practice this week, I was talking to a lot of the guys. It's so evident that your team... a trap game. Even though I was 1-10, eliminated from the playoffs, why could this be a trap game? That's what...
Yeah, we'll try a third time. Third time will be the charm. I can guarantee that for Mike. Well, we've talked about Iowa and the record so far, Justin, but how about an actual look at what the Barnstormers have done on the field this season? for a 1-9 team, offense has been really, really good. Fourth best offense in the IFL this season, and they've got one of the best wide receivers as well in Keon Williams.
Yeah, James Cahoon leading the charge, but Keon Williams has been the guy on that receiving corps. Look at the numbers down there. 61 receptions, over 800 yards, and 15 touchdowns, leading the IFL across the board. And you see the offensive numbers. They're in the top 4 in points per game, but it's the defense that has let them down. Nearly 56 points per game allowed. Defense hasn't come up with the stops they've needed. And by the way, offensively, 29 turnovers as well. They might have the points, but there's some volatility to come with it for Iowa.
It could be
they just don't have everything going for them right now.
And for Vegas, Darius Williams, one of the key focal points, a vocal leader of the secondary. He's out tonight, Justin, so another thing and factor the Nighthawks will have to fight against.
Yeah, certainly. And while the Nighthawks defensively, they pride themselves on that front four and generating the pass rush, we'll see if they can get going tonight. But that secondary is going to be tested because even though you can try to blanket Keon Williams and do as much as you can to stop him, we've seen with the Nighthawks, sometimes when teams take away Quentin Randolph, it opens things up for other receivers. So the Nighthawks secondary has to be ready for tonight for all the weapons on Iowa.
It is college night inside Lee's Family Forum. We're ready to get started. Iowa and Vegas is coming up next right after this.
The Nighthawks tell us, although this is a team 1-10, it could be a trap game. They have nothing to lose. How important is it for you guys to get out, get some points on the board early?
I mean, all year we've talked about that. Losing games by 2 or 3 points. So just making sure we take care of the little things and execute. That's the plan today.
Or the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rocked their bombs
Mike Davis here with Antonio Wimbush and Bryce Hampton. Antonio, we were talking at practice this week. Listen, Iowa, you played for them before you came here to the Nighthawks. Tell us, although this is a team 1-10, it could be a trap game. They have nothing to lose. How important is it for you guys to get out, get some points on the board early?
I mean, all year we've talked about that. Losing games by 2 or 3 points. So just making sure we take care of the little things and execute. That's the plan today.
And you're doing a little bit of everything. First player in Nighthawk history to also win Special Team Player of the Week. So you're doing a little bit of everything. Where do you feel like you're going to be entering the end zone first tonight?
It all just depends. I don't think they'll kick me the ball. The coaches already told me that. So, we'll see. We'll see.
All right, Bryce Hampton, you joined the team Week 10. Listen, you're already IFL, the reigning Defensive Rookie of the Year. Spent a little bit of time CFL with the Toronto Argonauts. What have you taken from that experience, and how are you trying to implement it here in Henderson, Nevada?
Just trying to be focused, stay focused, execute everything all the time, and just be consistent.
All right, now listen, I mean, this is a team, coach has been saying it all week. Listen, they got nothing to lose. You guys are already in that playoff spot. But Lorenzo Hernandez was telling me the sweet spot is about 28 points. He doesn't want them scoring more than that. This is a team, sure, they give up a lot of points, but they can put some on the board as well. What are you thinking? How are you going to assert some dominance and make sure they don't put too many points on the board tonight?
Just execute and do what we've been doing all week, and everything worked just fine.
Thank you guys so much. Good luck tonight. Guys, back to you in the studio.
Thanks so much, Mike. Joined by Antonio Wimbush, the one former Iowa Barnstormer, suiting up against his old team tonight for Vegas, as well as Bryce Hampton. There's a good look at the fourth-year head coach and GM Mike Davis and his rookie quarterback, Jayden de Laura, who is getting a lot of buzz, Justin, for potential Rookie of the Year, just like Bryce Hampton was an IFL Defensive Rookie of the Year a season ago. Bit of a hitch, first time he'd faced adversity all season, and tough call to make if you're Mike Davis, but he's been definitive. He wants de Laura to be his guy and a chance to get him some more confidence tonight in a bounce-back situation.
We've seen some quick leashes both ways, right? Jerome Johnson getting yanked early in the season after some turnovers, then Jayden de Laura in the first half last week after stuttering really for much of that first half, just 3 of 11, led no touchdown drives, but some of the stuff that we touched on for Iowa defensively and the points that they've allowed, you figure as much as you talk about a trap game on one end, this could be a nice get-right game for Jayden de Laura, an opportunity for things to open up a bit more, and like you said, for him to build some confidence.
Look at the coin toss going on at midfield. Captains Quentin Randolph, the aforementioned Antonio Wimbush, Claude Davis out there for the Nighthawks, Gabriel Rui, the kicker for Iowa, as well as Tyler Tate, and Keon Williams, who we mentioned in the open, out there as well. So there's look at Jayden de Laura. He will lead the offense, but it's not just him, Justin, as we take a look at our keys to the game. Brought to you by Finley Toyota. Will do you anything to sell you a car. Ground and pound, that will be a big focal point as well when you think about where Iowa has really struggled on defense this year.
Oh, certainly. Iowa, nearly 120 yards per game allowed on the ground. They're the only team over 100 in that category, so they have really struggled to stop the run, and that opens things up for a guy we already heard from, an Antonio Wimbush, to kind of get that ground game going again. He was another part of the offense that sputtered a bit last week. He was more effective out of the backfield receiving, but in a more traditional role, running the football. We'll see if he can get things going. And as you saw, the other key to the game there, defensively for Vegas, stopping that air raid, because as much as you talk about the record of the 1-9 Barnstormers, they can get things going in the passing game. Keon Williams, James Cahoon, they have a great connection. And this offense can keep up with Vegas if Vegas doesn't get the stops they need.
Nighthawks win the toss, defer to the second half, as has been customary throughout the IFL. And we'll see the lefty Ben Derby, who's been a nice midseason add, the third kicker for the Nighthawks, but has really improved as the season has gone on, hitting on nearly 80% of his PATs. And out of NAIA Kaiser University in Florida. Might not see any Kaiser University jerseys in the house tonight. It is college night, but we got to give a shout-out for all the D2, D3 NAIA guys out there. As we're underway, low squib kick. Chance for Williams to return, but he has to play it off the back wall. Great kick. And that's why there was the delay, because Jace Carlson, our head ref, was asking Iowa head coach Dave Mogensen, do you want to enforce that penalty from the 4, or do you want to re-kick and put the penalty in the bank? And Iowa smartly, with the poor field position they would have had, said, no, we'll re-kick. And now wherever this kickoff ends up, Iowa will get the additional 5 yards from there. So an early blunder by Vegas as they are set to get on defense first, and Iowa will get a redo here with arguably the best kick returner in the league, Keon Williams. He was on the IFL All-Rookie team for special teams a season ago, over 1,000 kick return yards last year, as the Barnstormers, those iconic helmets, ready to take the field on offense. All right, let's try again. Ben Derby this time goes with the chopper and delivers a bobble. Raheem Harvey picks it up and gets wrestled down by Adam Plant Jr., the Vegas native, who was just reactivated off short-term IR this week. But that offside ends up costing the Nighthawks about 18 yards as the penalty is enforced. And now Iowa, instead of starting at their own 4-yard line, will start up at the 22 with James Cahoon, a midseason add, coming in at quarterback.
Yeah, for James Cahoon, it's impressive the numbers he's been able
Are you copying it? Can you print it? Maybe did they allow that? How close are you to having the notes? Well, basically. Yeah, I mean, I guess you can probably print them, but I don't know officially. I mean, yes, I would say yes. But I don't know what your teacher will say. I mean, use your judgment. I'd say if you think so, then yes. So I dropped your medicine there.
Oh, what? That hurt? Yes. No, that's not. I only need to see the song. You can get it there now. No, yeah. This can't be all in one night. Did you never do your homework? Yeah. What? I'm gonna take this because I got it prepaid. Was it good? Amazing. Okay, I'm gonna put it on his face. What? In a minute. Yeah, Ben. Ben, mom said that he went. Yeah, she like trained. She's like, I'll just put like an hour video game. What you do your homework. And his mom got her and so he was the best. That looks little. Pocket or cut it so it's not long. Thank you. Good. Yeah. I've been doing homework all day. I don't have that much homework.
Are you sure? I've been doing homework all day. Since 3:15. Something like 9 hours.
Let's take a pause. Okay. You probably got a good 30 minutes. So take a 10-minute break. Go away from ice cream, go eat on dad. And then from 9 to 9:30, finish up what you can. And then show up tomorrow. Be rest. That's all you can do. Are you okay filming the show? The other thing is, you have a photo. I mean, I feel like take the notes you have, take a 10-minute break, and then come back and read your own thing. Things don't happen. And then read it. Like, you don't have to really, you don't have to. So you know, taking care of your skin is like brushing your teeth and like deodorant, okay? So like, I feel like it's part of hygiene. So it's kind of like you were like, I'm like, brush your teeth, and you're like, don't do it. It's kind of like taking care of your skin and your teeth, deodorant, and your cologne, washing your bottom, like it's all part of like being human.
Saying that now would be fun. Just imagine it in my head. Sean, let's go. Who are you? The name's Safety. The name's Safety, yeah.
Yeah.
St. Grace and